right. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. I'm here with my patrons. We got Barney and J.R. Chadwick, and we got Izeth in here as well. I pronounced
Hello.
the th.
Hello.
Greetings.
Greetings.
All right, so we're going to be, I guess, looking at some very stupid videos. We have Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys.
Yep.
Which JR says is worth a watch, and I think will probably be worthy of blowing our brains out over.
It's magical. It really is.
And I hope the stream's actually working properly, so, you know, if someone can actually inform me of that, that'd be really, really cool.
I got a notification about your live stream channel, and I got the link. I'm posting it to my Twitter feed.
Can you hear me?
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Now we got Sven
So
here.
you can hear me. Because it tells me that the support in the browser is still very experimental.
Oh, in Firefox?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, at least it now supports Firefox.
All right, we're live now,
Nice.
just so you know.
Yeah, like every time. Hello, chat.
Long time no see. How you been?
Better. Last time I was sick during the hangout.
That sucks.
Oh, we got 5
You're
viewers.
actually-
Wow.
Yeah.
I see that.
I guess
don't
posting
know.
on my Twitter really helped because all my 132 people that follow me. Well, I guess. Well, no. Well, 2 of them are you. So. 130.
One now that one that just joined is also me. So basically, we're talking to ourselves.
Oh, good. So we all basically have the stream window open, and we're all just sitting here watching it. That's good.
No,
Yes,
I'm trying to keep my bandwidth low. I may
Well,
have turned the camera.
We have 2 people more in the stream than we have in the hangout, if I see correctly.
All right, so there's a couple of people watching it and 5 people participating in it.
Nobody has said anything in the chat. Hey, I see there's 6 people. Somebody has to say something in the chat, so I know this is actually functioning.
People are talking in the chat.
Really? Because I'm not
Yeah,
seeing
Mike
it.
Winter, Folly, Francesca King.
Okay, then something's not working in Slobs. Let me see. I'm going to have to find this myself then.
2 people more in the.
I can't even find it.
What are you looking for?
In case anyone didn't notice, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm not ashamed of it.
No shit, Sherlock. I think with
Mike.
Google software, nobody knows what they are doing.
They are in the chat. Yeah, Slob sucks. Okay.
We're talking, my man. Get your 3D glasses fixed. What's wrong with this 3D glasses?
By the way, Logic, that last project, where did you find this guy again?
That's a good question. I think I was just watching my way through Crazy for that one.
I know I sent you a man and a woman. I know the woman was your first Sun Simulator video. Was Donnie the man I sent you?
I don't think so. I think I found him myself, but it's been a while,
Okay.
so I'm not 100% sure.
Neither am I.
By the way,
I
didn't
just
Greg
know that as
make-
soon as I found him, I fell in
European?
love.
At least he's still active, unlike the other woman.
Yeah, that was a little sad. She put up that video saying, yeah, they found me. I saw lights outside of my house. So if the evil they come and get me and kill me, you know, I just did what I had to do for Jesus. And then she never posted another video again.
Maybe it was her family committing her.
Yeah, it was something.
Maybe
I
she
kind
became a
of
nun.
honestly suspect that she just did that and then left and was like, yeah, now they're totally gonna think that I got kidnapped by aliens, alien Illuminatis.
That's I wouldn't put it past her.
I wouldn't either.
Logic
She's
confirmed
weird.
boomer.
Yeah, definitely boomer. Yeah, I don't think I'll respond to her again just because, yeah, the channel is dead, but Donnie gets a lot of views. He's growing fast. He's got tons of adoring fans who just eat up everything he says. And I think it's worth it. I think he's worth doing.
I agree. Yeah, it's not, and it's nice branching out into other forms of crazy besides the flat earther and the young Earth creationists.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like I feel like the shape of the Earth in and of itself is kind of a settled thing. Like,
Yeah,
it's just there's not that much to say. Like it's not a long way to go to, therefore the Earth round.
I know. I'd like to do eventually. I like to do one video on it just because I have a lot of gags I can do with my particular video style, but it's not something I'd focus a lot on.
Yeah. But I
Honestly,
like
I'm
the
a-
fake sun. I'm
Yeah.
definitely going back to the fake sun. I got the camera that shows the black spot in the middle, which is, the sun. Shows the sun as black with,
Yeah.
glare around it.
I'm not sure when I'm next gonna have time to make a video. I'm hoping that once I get good at my job, I'll be able to put some more time back into working on these scripts I've started. It's hard to do that when you're working full time.
Yeah, for sure. So, do we have everybody in the Watch Together room?
I'm there.
I don't have
I
the link.
posted it in the Hangouts chat.
Getting
Okay.
there and there.
Oh, I see.
Let me see. Yay, the chat. Wow, the chat works for me this time.
Looks like there's 6 of us in here.
Wait, now I also joined.
I think I'm user QASVA.
Wait,
Catchy.
Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys. I think I know that.
All right, and for you guys watching in the live stream, if you ever heard of this, this is a Sony licensed PlayStation 2 game. There's not a lot in the way of gameplay on it, like some flood-filled coloring books of screenshots from the video, and a puzzle piece assembly thing. Again, it's a screenshot from the video. That's pretty much it. The main feature
So,
of this game is this 7.5 minute video.
I think we can describe it as it went over the bare minimum of a line you had to cross at that time to be licensed as a game on the PlayStation.
Apparently, I thought Atari had terrible quality control.
I mean, it's still better quality control than Steam, but yeah.
There was this was a game made by Phoenix Game where they took a lot of cash-in videos, cheap cash-in videos that are made by other companies, including the infamous Dingo Pictures. If you haven't seen Dingo Pictures, if you're a fan of just watching the worst movies ever put to film, then I would recommend checking out Dingo Pictures. This one wasn't particularly made by Dingo Pictures, so at the very least, the animation will be easier on our eyes. But it's still really bad in a lot of ways.
There it goes.
You're playing it?
Hold on, I might need... No, this is fine. This is fine. Okay.
Is there
I
no
hope there's
volume?
actually sound. I think there is.
I turn-
Oh, good.
There.
Well, that's all the gameplay in the whole thing, I guess.
They didn't. They're not showing the gameplay. Oh yeah.
I'm
Here's-
guessing that
yeah,
was
here's-
all of the gameplay.
No, this is the menu where you can select the games or the video. So all these different floating things are the menu options.
Oh god, that music.
I'm a big fan of mystery meat navigation. Like, what happens if you click on the octopus? I don't know.
probably you opened their GitHub page so you can raise an issue for every bug.
If you look at the box art for Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys, it's a total ripoff of Disney's version of Snow White, except they're really creepily modeled. These 3D models that just have these vacant, scary eyes and these horrible smiles. Did it pause again?
Yeah, let me go.
Not quite so long ago, and not so far away, near the seventh town across the
Okay, I'm hearing echoes like crazy. What's going on?
Someone has an
where high above the baby birds
It might be my fault because I don't have my headphones.
Yeah, I'm still hearing the audio from the thing that's paused. So
It's not coming from me then, because it's not.
I was for a second. Now I'm not.
there is a beautiful
I can unplug my microphone and go with my laptop's mic.
Let me try this once more.
forest, where high above the baby birds chirp happily.
Oh, that's that echo. Beautiful.
Well, I'll unplug my microphone.
Okay.
Hear me?
Huh?
Safe in their nests, while on the
now it's
forest
good.
floor below, the animals ran happy and free. It was wonderful.
Is that Bullwinkle?
Almost.
Basically.
All because the forest was kept perfectly in order by 7 clever and thoughtful young boys. Every day the 7 boys would clean the forest and make it fresh. And here they are. First there was Cubby, who was like a small bear. And then there was Big Basil, who was huge. Well, for a boy he was huge. And then Sonny, who took care
Oh,
of
wow.
the plants. And
Look at that guy.
How did they get Sir David Attenborough to narrate?
then there was Big Basil,
I just wanna
who
go back
was
to,
huge. Well, for a boy he was
Focus on this
huge.
guy for a second.
And then Sonny.
I see nothing racist there.
I feel like this game might have a few problems in 2019.
Yeah,
One or
it's
two,
a bit
just-
outdated. Moderately outdated, yeah.
Donnie, who took care of the plants and the animals, and Jacob, who was in charge of keeping order in the forest. Then Michael, who cared for the flowers, and then the professor, who was the most intelligent, and then the 7th boy, Joseph Jr. So the 7 boys spent every day cheerfully working, protecting the forest greenery. They were such good boys.
That music is literally hurting my ears right now. That's not even a joke. I had to pause it because my ears were starting to like burn.
I should probably unmute myself before talking. I find it funny how every time they reach like a specific point in the animation, it lags shortly because they, for some reason, needed extra frames to like loop the animation.
You had to like load the
And
next
also
round or
another
something.
thing which wouldn't work today would be 7 clever boys in Canada. It would be the 7 clever people.
Well, maybe.
All right,
But
can you
they're
guys
very
hear me now?
diverse.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I switched to my laptop's mic because my my Yeti was causing echoes.
Let's see if we get a any more echo here.
Because they really cared about the
Nope, we're good.
environment.
Awesome.
But then one evening
walk.
they came back to their cabin and were surprised to find the door open. Yes, wide open. How could it be? Who could it be? Oh, there's a funny face on the chimney. Look, and the smoke. What?
Yeah, this
That
is
seems to be a fire hazard, or at least a suffocation hazard if your chimney wears a hat.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
That basically negates the whole idea of a chimney. Like, okay, we let all that air that we shouldn't breathe go outside of the house to, well, carbon monoxide. We like it.
Is everyone just going to gloss over the fact that for no reason at all the chimney has a face and apparently is sentient?
I mean, that is technically also Disney. Look at Beauty and the Beast. They're like, it had a whole sentient tableware set.
At least it had somewhat of a backstory. I mean, this guy, what created him? Who gave him that hat?
They're very
I
clever
would like
boys.
to see. To be honest, I would like to see a crossover with the food from Sausage Party and the tableware from the Beauty and the Beast. No, don't stab me! Dude, why did you force me to stab that guy?
What is going on?
What is wrong with animation?
This is my song, I'll sing it now.
See what I tell you.
Hello,
Like
my
songs
name is
like
Ken
that.
Hovind, and this is my doctoral thesis.
I started reading it, it's really great.
Oh, isn't it? I've read that thing like 5 times. It's the most entertaining thing I've ever read.
I've never gone all the way through it.
Really?
I
How could you
I
not
must
love
say,
it?
the fact that he wrote in typewriter makes it harder to read.
Yeah, he didn't,
He didn't write it with a typewriter. Miss Kim Van Gundy wrote it with a typewriter.
How do you write it then? Did he scribe it?
I think he told it
he
to Miss Kim
actually
Van Gundy, who typed it for him.
Yeah, imagine
Wow.
imagine being so good at university, quote unquote university, that you have to have someone type it for you because you are incapable of doing it yourself.
I
He's probably a
mean,
major hunter and pecker.
wait, in Germany we had a defense minister who got when people looked at his doctoral thesis, they found out that he just copy pasted it from everywhere, and his defense was that, well, it was a little bit confusing because I had the thesis on 150 disks, like those floppy drives or floppy disks.
Oh God.
And then people made
It
a
was-
joke, and in front of his house they made like one big sign with 150 floppy drives pinned to it to show how ridiculous that is. And he wrote his thesis in 2001.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Flash drives were it didn't come out for a couple of years after that. He should have used CDs at least. He could have used the CDs.
Hey,
Or maybe invested 20 euros in a hard drive.
So hard drives, they existed back then. I had a 60 gig at that time period.
hey, Barney, is that
Yeah.
thumping from the club?
Possibly.
I'm hearing some thumping, and I thought I was going insane for a second. I was like hearing this very light thumping in the sort of the back of my head.
The throbbing begins.
Yeah. I was muted earlier when I switched microphones, but yeah. So you saw that this Sony licensed PlayStation 2 game has literal blackface in it. Yeah.
I mean, that was okay back then.
When was this made?
Like 2002, I think.
I don't think it was regarded as okay back then either.
Yeah, but
that's
people
when
didn't
the
make
game
too
was
much of a
released.
fuss about it.
Yeah, that's true.
When this was
Especially-
originally released on videos, I think it's older than that. It was just because a lot of these videos were re-released onto by Phoenix Games onto either PlayStation, Nintendo DS, or PlayStation 2.
One of the mirror and the evil queen.
I love that 3D.
Sparkling
Yeah.
mirror, the
But-
truth you can see.
And then 2D,
Say it,
suddenly 2D again.
who is more beautiful?
Oh, her eyes in the firmament.
She is so jealous, jealous of me.
Is that made out of paper?
Looks
To
like
be
it.
honest, I expected much worse in terms of the musical entertainment.
Yeah, honestly, she can actually sort of sing. I mean, she's not that committed, but
Yeah.
I mean, for that
do the best with
$150
what you have.
paycheck, would you be committed?
yeah, exactly right. Like they give her like basically a Big Mac for it, and she's like,
Maybe
yeah,
maybe
okay.
wait, maybe it's
I
like
saw-
with those trash movies like Sharknado where they hire porn stars to like do their acting. So they were like, huh, let's hire some strippers to make like the singing. They all dream of a musical career anyways.
The animation where she's like gently sort of waving her arms in these 3 frames. That's all they could do for make her dance. So that was the dancing budget.
That's what people do. That's a thing that people do ever.
Wait, you
Yeah.
don't dance by just wiggling your arms?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
stand there wiggling your arms back and forth.
Stop being so weird, please.
So
Well,
very
Yeah, they say the queen is jealous of Snow White, but they don't really because of her looks. But they don't show a lot of the backstory because I think the people who made this video were assuming that you'd already seen the Disney version. So what they do is going to make somewhat sense.
I mean, didn't you have parents that told you the fairy tale when you were a kid?
No, they just showed me the Disney version.
Okay, because here in Germany we have the original, which is a fairy tale. So, and we usually read them to kids, so it's probably
Yeah.
cultural difference.
I know the original. I mean, it depends on the person. Some families will read classic fairy tales to their kids. My parents didn't, but the Disney version, it's easier to press play than to read a book, I guess. But no, my parents did read a lot of stories to us when we were very young, just not the classic fairy tales.
I mean, I think most German fairy tales are deemed not kid safe in America
Yeah, they always
anyways.
die in the end. Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
Ariel turns a sea phone.
I mean, look, we already dumped down the versions. Like, which was the one where she like hits herself with a needle and then does a 100-year sleep?
Sleeping Beauty.
Yes, in the original version, she was like raped by a king that came over and
Yep.
woke up because a kid like nuzzled on her.
Exactly.
That's original German fantasies. Like, it's not the Disney version. It's like, yeah, you die.
So fantasies involve death, narcolepsy, and rape. Okay.
Wait, we have the. So technically, Germany is the Dark Souls of fairy tales.
Technically.
You die.
All right, let's continue.
Would Dark Souls be as good with an easy mode? Can we just settle this?
I never played it.
I mean, it doesn't subtract from the people that play the normal mode. So basically, why not add an easy mode?
It does take a while to change to calibrate an extra mode if you're going to add that in.
I think the only reason that game was successful was that it was brutally hard on, and only had one difficulty, which was brutally hard. I think with an easy mode, it would have been like, meh. It's kind of a boring thing. You walk up and you slash the enemy in the face, slash, R1, 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 right?
Well, usually on easy modes, there's less content. Like there's things you can't see. There's cutscenes you don't see. There's extra endings you can't find.
I would love if they made a Dark Souls easy mode, but like they put your character in a 2-2 and they cut out like 50% of the bosses except like the easiest and worst ones, and basically just put up a sign like absolutely humiliating you at every intersection or whatever, like every place you walk past.
I've seen games that do that, where at the ending screen for each level, if you play on easy mode, it shows your character dressed up like a baby or something.
I mean, to be honest, the best thing to look in Twitch sometimes is to search for Dark Souls first time.
Why?
Dark Souls first,
because then you get people who play it for the first time, so they're surprised by every boss.
Oh yeah.
Because most Dark Souls streamers so far have, at this point, have figured out how to kill the bosses.
Yeah, it's terrifying walking into that place. Sometimes, like I've happened upon a boss without actually really realizing it. Like especially like when Demon's Souls first came out, I did not understand that game fucking at all. Like it was such a different way of thinking about it. Like I basically just died, and I was like, when do you ever get to like the boss? And then you get to the boss and it's like, holy fucking shit, this is terrifying. It was a very new experience.
Yeah, so I've seen and played some really, really hard games that they seem like it's more like a ROM hack of a game. They're so hard.
I can see the appeal of having just a difficult level and not an easy one, because you have much more investment in staying alive when you're actually worried about dying all the time than you would have if it would be just run through. I mean, if you take easy games and you go through them, you obviously can enjoy them, but there are very different things that you enjoy about the game. Whereas certain games are really focused on, you want to, succeed and you want to show yourself how good of a player you are. If then you put in an easy mode, then this particular kind of entertainment just completely goes past you. So
Yeah,
kind of makes the
kind of
game
a hollow
work.
victory.
Yeah, I think that the only reason Demon Souls and then afterwards Dark Souls even got popular in the first place was because of that like mythical like, guys, I just beat Dark Souls. Like I don't. It's not, guys. I just beat Dark
is a
Souls
sequel,
hard
right?
mode. Huh?
Dark Souls is a sequel.
It's not
Yes,
really a
to Demon
sequel,
Souls,
but it's
technically
Somewhat.
yeah, sort of. I mean, it's
spiritual successor.
yeah, and very similar.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's almost an identical game in a lot of ways.
I mean, there's also Lovecraftian Dark Souls, which is Bloodborne.
Bloodborne
And now
is so awesome.
Japanese Dark Souls, which is Sekiro.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of parrying in that. I'm a little worried about trying that because I kind of suck
Yeah.
at parrying a lot of the time.
Well, you can still dodge, and you run a lot.
You know, I have old man fingers, and that's a disability. It makes me not able to parry properly.
So you need an easy mode.
Yeah, I need an easy
that
mode
helps you
now.
parry.
I need an easy mode that
I have
doesn't have
very poor
parrying.
fine motor control.
What?
I have very poor fine motor control.
Yeah.
I'd still play it on hard mode if I could.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you don't, you miss out on the content.
Yeah. All right, let's go
You
with
know-
this. Whoops. What are you saying?
Nothing, the people who are, what the hell? I still hear the music. Doesn't it stop?
Yeah, maybe you have
should.
the stream running in YouTube because that has a delay of like 20 seconds.
I think it's all right. It came
Okay.
up for like 2 seconds and then it stopped, so I don't know.
Okay.
It's not me this
No,
time.
about the game, what I wanted to add is God, no, I forgot. Never mind. I forgot. I completely lost it. No. Okay,
Yeah.
just go on.
Won't let me pass.
Were you going to say that people in the live chat are complaining that we're talking about games?
People in the live chat, what?
I was asking Isaac if she was saying that people in the live chat are complaining that we're talking about games.
No, I had this discussion with some people on Twitter because I said, certain games are just made to be difficult, and that's like the gist. And then people were complaining, yeah, what's wrong about adding an easy mode and stuff? And I thought to myself, that's such a weird idea. And the thing is, there are so many games that I genuinely cannot play because I'm getting completely seasick when I see a first-person video game. I just can't watch it. Like, if I would never be able to play Doom, And it's like, I'm not complaining that you don't put a bird's view mode inside of Doom, and that it's just a game I can't play, end of story. This idea that, just because, and it's not like they cannot play it, they're just not good at it, And the idea that they come over to me or that they complain while I'm sitting there not even being able to play half of the games, I just find that hilariously silly.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, first-person shooter mode, it's kind of difficult. It does make it kind of difficult sometimes because you have no peripheral vision. But
Yeah, she for some reason she gets really, especially like with we have a TV that we bought a couple years back, and for some reason after we got that TV, like she gets sick from everything, especially if it's first person. I don't know why. I turned all like the weird annoying shit off, like the weird like it tries to do
Motion blur?
like frame interpolation or whatever, and this kind of shit. Turn all that
What
stuff
also
off.
helps is like turning off motion blur.
Yeah, no, I've tried that too, and I think it helps a bit, but it doesn't help completely. I've been experimenting on her. I've been trying to figure out exactly what makes her get sick, but it's kind of hard to figure out.
I mean, even those curved monitors, like the one that one guy was abusing.
The what monitors?
Curved monitor.
Oh, you think that'd help?
Maybe because it gives more of a natural feel to the view.
Maybe. Let me see. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let me
Wait. Where's she coming from? Are they outside or is she outside now? I don't really get how this works. Or is this like another room? Because it looks exactly like their front door.
I mean, look, they just came through the floor into the house, so basically don't ask too many questions.
Actually, it might be a vault. Look how thick that door is, and it looks like it's made out of metal all of a sudden.
What is
What
that
are they-
chubby boy wearing?
Sailor suit, I think.
That is a pretty big wooden door.
Yeah, it's not. It's supposed to be wood, but it looks like they stretched out the texture, so it's just it looks kind of metallic. Looks like they're made out of brass.
Solid gold door. They are miners after all.
True. No, they're environmentalists in this version. They take care of the forest and make it in a way that isn't really described. But apparently they're very good, clever little boys.
Wait, the 7 dwarfs are not children working in a mine? What?
No, their case are children that have some sort of supernatural ability to keep a forest alive.
By the way,
And
that's the
apparently
original
chimneys alive.
German version. They were child miners.
Well, what else are children going to do when they're not in school? Not
No,
mine
they
for
don't
gold?
go to school. They don't go to school. They're just miners. They got sold off.
Okay.
There used to be 8 dwarves, but a mine shaft collapsed on one's head.
I mean, the whole idea behind children working in the mines is that you need like smaller mine shafts.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it's cheaper, huh?
They can go at places where an adult couldn't go.
Okay,
And they are
you've
cheap.
changed my mind. I'm pro child mining now.
Yeah, damn straight. Think of how much more tungsten we could get out of the earth.
Yeah.
Look, do you think colonial Great Britain would have happened without child labor? Look now, Great Britain doesn't have child labor anymore, and it's total chaos.
Yeah, and therefore, hard
All the
child labor
colonies
is
gone.
good for the world. QED.
Please don't quote me on that.
Well, I'll quote you, but nobody will blame you. That's a very good argument. Don't quote me on that either. Yeah.
All right, let's. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, the music is a lot better than I expected. I mean, it's not great, but I mean, it's not up to the level I would expect from The Lion and the King.
It's made by a different company, but those mouth movements, it's still not even close to matching the ADA.
Oh,
The
whatever.
animation is just brilliant.
This is why they should start putting masks on people.
Or shirts.
Yeah, just
They,
tie a t-shirt across the face. Works great.
By the way, if
Well,
anyone in the
they-
chat
they-
wonders why we don't go forward, this is normal. This also happens when nobody is watching. We once tried to watch like 10 minutes of Kent Hovind and got through 2 in 4 hours.
Okay, I have to point out though, I find it very creepy how every time that she opens and closes the mouth, the lips just completely change size. It's like they're 3 times as big suddenly.
Well, the problem is that they only will animate anything halfway, and then they just reverse the animation. So
Yeah.
to make the mouth close again, or to make the arms swing in the other direction when they dance.
Yeah,
mean,
but
it's not-
generally the mouth itself just turns 3 times bigger as soon as she closes it. It's like it never
like
really changes the size, or rather, it never really changes the position. It just changes how much red there is. So they turn the teeth into like lips or something.
Well, maybe her mouth isn't really attached to her because maybe one of her grandparents was a Mr. Potato Head.
It lives in her evil heart, unlike mine. She has chased me, hunted me.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course, you got blackface playing the blues saxophone. Because who else was going to do it? That's-
In forests so dark.
Yeah.
Oh, but you really care. What we
Yeah, they just loop the lips.
Yeah.
Beautiful lip
They're,
syncing.
they're just trying to squeeze a whole story into this one song where describing how she got there, and then suddenly now they have this friendship and relationship. It's that they're fast forwarding through, all through just this song existing.
I have to point out, it is very interesting how they never met this person and they totally managed to sing along and play along and like never ever had to try to, exercise on a saxophone to, tag along and stuff. It's just, yeah.
Yeah. And they have like clubhouse lighting, stage lighting
Yeah.
in the woods apparently, in whatever hell century this is. Of course, maybe this is like a modern interpretation because she's wearing pants and she's using a wireless microphone.
Yeah, but in a modern interpretation, 7 kids which live in a house alone without youth services coming in after like 2 days.
Hmm. And one looks like a baby, but for some reason they say he looks like a small bear.
And
He looks nothing like a small bear.
having blown the entire budget on recording of that one song, they then had to get in random people from the street to do the animations.
Yeah, I think they used like some sort of some program from Windows 95 era to do this.
The Windows Movie Maker.
No, they can't.
Wait, it wasn't out back then.
Well, that's where I got my start on. I started with Windows Movie Maker, so yeah.
RPG Maker Pro.
So Snow White came to stay with the 7 boys. Of course she did. And the boys promised they would look after her and keep her safe from the evil queen.
I like how he sounded a bit annoyed about it. So Snow White came to live with the 7 boys. Of course she did.
Bitch.
Slut.
Are you slut shaming Snow White?
Yeah.
Well, she is
The
living with
poor
the
kid
7 men she
finally
just
had,
met.
They had finally their, age restricted settlement so that no adult would mess with them and piss them off, and then Snow White had to come along. Seriously, that's horrible.
Yeah, she keeps child protective services off their backs. There's a symbiotic relationship.
Noble, brave, and
Wait.
clever
Why is he
boys.
walking? Why is he walking up and down a tree like that? Is this like the professor now? Does he have like gravity powers or something?
As
No, that's
well as
because
the
gravity
Whoa.
doesn't exist. Gravity isn't real. It's a hoax, people. See, I saw a guy just run up the tree.
Apparently, this kid is like has like ice powers too.
Okay, I have to figure out what's going on here. So is that the same guy that walked up the tree?
promised they would look after.
Wait. Who threw the basketball?
So
Snow White came to stay with the 7 boys.
Oh.
Of course she did. And the boys.
looks like it's made out of hair.
No, it's less stereotypical than I thought, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's not the black guy, but the ball. It looks like the ball's made out of hair.
Yeah.
The black one would have dunked it.
forest and worked as hard as usual.
He's
because they were happy
skating on the
they had
water.
Lovely Snow White to look after.
He's holding
as
a
well
can.
as the forest.
He's not even skating, he has rollerblades.
Yeah, roller skating, rollerblading.
Yeah, rollerblading on the water.
Together.
Holding an open tin can. Oh god.
They worked and
By the way,
worked
what
and
is
worked and
Blackface Kid
worked.
doing?
They
He
worked
just ran
hardly-
through the forest like 4 times.
I don't know what he's doing.
Is he
Well,
like
apparently-
training for his running career? Is this
I don't
a
know.
user
They're working. They work all day, and but what they do exactly is a mystery. But somehow it keeps the forest alive.
So basically, you have one adult which sees that child labor exists there and still sends those kids on a job while like hanging around smiling at them. That sounds like child abuse.
Who is the adult?
Snow White.
Snow White,
Isn't she like 16 or something?
Fair enough.
the most adult. Come on, it's the Middle Ages, like 14, and you're basically an old woman.
She's just tall. She's just the
But if
tallest.
it's the Middle Ages, how come they have basketball, wireless microphones, and stage lighting?
And roller skates.
Are you one of
True.
these people who calls it the
Rollerblades.
Dark Ages and pretends that we didn't have all of these nice things? You just
Come
don't
on,
know
Logic.
history, man.
Logic still doesn't believe in an Earth before 1972.
That's true. That's a fact.
Just because he cannot imagine a society without Pampers.
Look, in Dark Ages, Europe was run by the Catholic Church. They had everything.
Yeah.
Work, they were such good boys, weren't they? But then something terrible happened. The
Oh,
wicked
no.
queen disguised herself as an ugly old hag and gave Snow White a poisoned apple.
A
The
poisoned
poor
3D apple. Poisoned, poorly rendered 3D apple.
Does it have blood coming out of it?
I think it's supposed to be coming out of it. It's just sort of appearing beneath it, though.
Took
So I think
more-
it's,
Wow.
I think
To
it's
be
maybe
honest,
something.
if you would give me an apple that looks like this, I would probably decline. Like, oh, there's a bleeding apple. Let's try this.
Let me get bled after she bit it.
bite and fell down unconscious, fast asleep, possibly forever. And when the 7 boys came home that night and found her unconscious, they were overcome with grief, so sad. They didn't know what to do and sat around crying. It was just awful. No more Snow White to meet them and smile her lovely smile at them or sing her lovely songs. Never, ever, ever again. The 7 boys cried all night long, their young hearts almost bursting with sorrow. Was there no way?
Oh, that was a nice
Awkward
cut.
cut.
That was a good. That was a good edit right there.
I mean, how hard is it to edit audio? It's
Well,
It is not hard, but it
to
costs
chop off the middle of a
money.
sentence.
I used to be pretty shit at it, so I guess. But I wouldn't have done that.
If you
Was
have
there
a
no
budget the size of a high schooler's lunch, then probably you give everything you can.
Let's see this again.
way to break the spell the wicked queen had cast on Snow White?
Did it just skip? I think it just skipped, actually. I think that was Watch Together's fault, or maybe YouTube's.
Maybe the upload is faulty.
Yeah, but it worked that time. All right, we'll forgive their editor.
All right,
For
this time.
that only.
Was there no hope? But suddenly,
No hope.
something happened. Something quite incredible. Look, there
Is it
in
the
the
train?
distance, a cloud of dust.
Is it that
Could
black
be
kid
that
again?
A miracle was about to take place. That a Prince Charming on a noble horse would come to save Snow White. But was this really Prince Charming?
What?
On a
Oh, it's a
bicycle.
That isn't bicycle. Like the last time I saw bicycle, like the wheels were round.
Why does a bicycle sound like a train?
I don't think we need to be asking that many questions. There's not a lot of whys. I think they go along with this. Although I have to say, this is a lot better than The Lion and the King. This is basically a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, that's true. This is definitely a lot better, except for the blackface.
That is a little bit questionable. Yeah.
Yes, it was. Hooray!
What? His bike turned into
No.
a horse with a dress on.
Oh, mine does it all the time. It's so annoying.
When he saw Snow White, he gave her a soft, loving kiss. And
She was
well,
unconscious.
the
but
result
looks
was
happy.
unbelievably beautiful and simply magical in every way.
Is it,
And you
Is the game over now?
Oops.
Game over.
almost?
Very
Is
close.
is that like how her face rests? Just in she's constantly puckering every time her face is relaxed.
I think so.
Oh,
And that was the
happened
point.
next?
Point Prince Charming decided that he'd rather goes.
yeah. I don't know. In that universe, maybe she's the best looking.
Yes, the 7 clever boys and Snow White and Prince Charming all lived happily ever after, and even after that. And all of them worked together to keep the
Hold on.
And even after that, what does that mean?
Okay. I will
They came
question.
back as zombies.
I
To
will,
infinity and beyond.
They lived forever after, and then after ever after was over.
they introduced all these 7 boys. You know, they had like this lengthy, and this guy does this, and this guy does that, and this guy does that, and they haven't done anything the entire bloody storyline.
They played
Of course.
basketball and ran through the forest and rollerbladed on water.
They played a
Look
song.
Look how you
Yeah,
trust
they-
kids to like solve issues.
I have to say though, I have a 3-year-old, and she would probably be perfectly fine with that. Oh yeah, basketball.
Why does the chimney have a face? Why is the chimney a living thing?
No, she'd just go, the chimney
So
has a
it
face.
is her.
Yay.
Yeah, I think this is primarily made to keep kids in her age group busy for a brief period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine
but,
you were a parent and you bought this thinking you bought this from a toy store, a dollar store, thinking it was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs because you weren't looking very closely. You play it, and then 10 minutes later, the kid comes in and says the movie's over, and it was and
Well, I think that's what a lot of this stuff is actually for. Like, there's a whole industry for that. That's the what is it called?
Mockbuster.
Mockbuster industry.
I mean, that company went bankrupt later.
which
I
one?
don't know if it was Know Your Meme, the company that produced this. I don't know if it was Know Your Meme or the Rational Wiki, which made the fun of surprisingly the low quality production didn't find enough interest.
Well, I mean, some of the more classic ones, like Dingle Pictures, Golden Films, have gone bankrupt. But Good Times is actually still making stuff like this to this day, and they've been doing it since the early '90s. I don't know who originally made Snow White and the Seven Clever Boys, though. But I know Golden Films made two versions of Beauty and the Beast.
What?
Another company that makes videos like this one, they made 2 versions of Beauty and the Beast, 2 completely different publications of Beauty and the Beast within a year of each other. Some of them even get some like A-list actors like Norm Macdonald to voice them. I've seen one that has William Shatner in it.
What?
Yeah, this is a more modern one. It's called it's a version of Puss in Boots. It stars William Shatner. The cat gives dating advice.
What?
I don't know. Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm a bit quiet. I'm
I
looking for
don't-
our next video.
I don't know if I even want to know.
You don't even want to know what I'm looking for. Yeah.
No, what the dating advice from that cat in Puss in Boots would be. By the way, since Netflix now has The Matrix and the 2 fan films the Wachowskis produced afterwards, can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that Tank comes home and greets his wife while his sister-in-law and his kids are there with like, "There is my puss."
Ew.
Like, no greeting ever in this world.
Maybe this one.
I'm trying to find. Let's finish this up. All right, let's start it again. Let's watch the ending
The forest's cleaner and greener than ever before.
and the
Wasn't that
1/4 second
nice?
animation that they
And that
Loop
is the
and in
end
reverse.
of the story about Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys.
and then back to the menu. Okay. God, this menu is a bunch of noise, visual and audio noise.
Did we just watch the whole playthrough?
Yes.
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
That's the whole thing.
Awesome.
Oh, look! And look what's up there. There is a. Oh, this is Son of the Lion King. It's the exact same video as Lion and the King. except that they re-released it on on DS, and they called it Son of the Lion and the King. And then they re-released it again on PlayStation 2 and called it Lion and the King 3.
And it sounds like some what is it, Grindhouse shit?
I don't know what that means.
So basically, there was like this movie scene in America where you had like super cheap cinemas, which always showed movies, usually like very violent ones, like blaxploitation comes from there. Or if you ever watched Death Proof by Quentin Tarantino, that's also in that style. And usually when the movies got bad tractions, they would just cut the old title out and put a new title in, while keeping the movie the same, so the bad reputation from the old movie didn't follow.
They're just trying to cash in on subsequent generations. But yeah, it's similar thing where they tried to re-release it under a new name with a slightly but the cover picture is the same too, except maybe zoomed in slightly. One of them is zoomed in slightly, possibly to crop out the original title because they didn't save the one without a title.
So I see there's one called Animal Soccer World. I would suggest we don't watch it because I feel like people have probably reached their fill with this. But maybe next time we should.
But yeah, Animal Soccer World is another Dingo Pictures one, and it is it's basically a ripoff of that one scene in Bedknobs and Broomsticks where they play soccer. It's really pointless that they're playing soccer to decide who gets to keep a ball, and then the movie ends with them getting a tie, and doesn't resolve what happens to the ball.
Huh. Okay. I have a video for us to watch.
No more Phoenix games.
No more of this.
That's fine. Oh.
Whoa.
Donnie!
Okay, this is quiet, but I think it's because he turned it down so that he could talk in his little square. He talks about himself talking.
He's doing a live a review of himself.
Yeah. What the? There's an ad on there.
There's my doggy there.
Dog's probably smarter than this guy.
I gotta put some hours in at work, people, so didn't have enough time to launch today.
Is he's talking in the video and he's talking over the video, so I can't understand what the hell he's saying.
But still gets some pretty good stuff. So check this out. I'm about to spin towards the sun right
I
here.
can't really look directly at that. I'm just gonna point the camera upward.
Wow, the sun is a black hole, guys.
Oh no.
Yeah. And apparently it's also 20 times as large.
20 times as large as what?
As it appears to us in our eyes. On the camera, we can see the true sun is much larger because it's the glare.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
See the lines coming up and down?
Okay, this is not loud enough. How do I make this louder? Here we go.
Yeah, see the lines coming up and down, those absolutely obnoxious lines. You see the sun is attached on strings, apparently. And straight to your string.
I will give
via strings. How else would it be attached?
I will give Donnie credit here. He does know that those aren't real.
Wow.
He knows that those are because of his camera. So
That's a camera malfunction from too much light.
Okay, wait. Why can I hear it double?
Because I think he's talking. Either somebody's got an echo, or he's talking in his original video and he's talking over it. Because he's filming himself, talking about himself, filming himself.
What?
Not.
There we go. The old sun even was higher
He says the original sun was higher up. Did he? Are you sure he didn't like live like closer to the equator and then move northward to Florida? Is he Cuban or something?
I don't know where he gets this idea other than that, like, they would have had to build the sun simulator lower because it's hard or something. I genuinely, I don't completely understand this guy's idea of like the.
Does he not remember
I believe he's referencing the fact that the sun seems higher up when it's setting due to refraction. Right, the sun is behind the horizon and you can see it. But he's kind of conflating that to mean that it's always higher than what you see.
It could seriously just be that he was either moving away or that he just like saw it in the summer the first time and then, the next time was actually paying attention to it. It was somewhere in autumn or winter and it's just like, oh, suddenly it's so low. Well, I wonder why. It must be because they completely replaced the sun, because that's absolutely the right explanation for this.
But he doesn't think the Earth is flat. So I mean, how does he think the Earth exists without? Are we just like free floating in space? But no, he knows Jupiter exists. So what does he think Earth is orbiting?
Earth is not orbiting anything. It's perfectly stationary. Can you feel yourself move?
I really like him to show like a model of what he thinks the universe looks like.
Yeah, I want like a comprehensive thing because I don't really understand his entire idea here.
Wait,
he's kind of all over the place a little bit.
I got an idea.
Hey, there is an echo, guys.
Oh, somebody.
What if you invited him up to a private live stream, just you and him? Would you think he'd accept it?
Fuck no. He thinks I was bullying him just for making a critical video about him. He asked his followers to report me for hate speech and bullying.
Oh.
There's no fucking way.
Reptoid striking.
This guy
again.
is such an absolute weakling. It's astounding. He calls himself a soldier in like the war, like the heavenly war or whatever. It's like if that's your level of soldier, you're gonna lose because that is weak as shit.
I have a great idea. We managed to get a flat earther and Kenthoven to debate, and then we can see Kenthoven having the same feeling that everyone else has that is debunking Kenthoven.
Wait, did that actually happen?
Debating with him. No, that would be great if someone would like get Kenthoven in that situation.
Damn, I thought you meant it already happened. I was like, where is it? I want to see it.
I mean, he would finally understand the pain of someone who disagrees with him.
I don't think he would. He's had those people telling him that the Earth is flat for years now. If he doesn't understand by now, I don't think he's going to figure it out.
I also don't think he's honest. Like, the things he says, they are so deliberately picked and so deliberately chosen and so deliberately obscured. He does that on purpose. He's not sitting there thinking, the Earth is 6,000 years old. He's thinking that, what can I do to make people think the Earth is 6,000 years old and make money out of it? That's all he's thinking.
I have to agree, after all of the debunking I've done of him, where it's like clear that like the only way that he could be that wrong is by deliberately being that wrong. Making shit up, flat out inventing quotes and things like that. It's pretty obvious.
Consider the mental gymnastics
of quotes together and stick them together and make one new quote to try and show that someone is saying something that they aren't.
Consider the mental gymnastics that you have to do to maintain that belief, right? You really would have to think so weirdly and cherry pick your own thoughts to do that. I don't think that requires a lot of results.
I don't know. Like if you read something and it word for word says one thing, and then you quote it as saying a completely different thing. Like there's no way that's honest, right?
Well, I've actually have encountered creationists who will look for a specific quote just by doing some careful Google searches or Control Fs, and not even realize, and they'll even source the article, but they won't read what the article actually says or what the person actually says. They just find a quote that they think matches what they believe, and then they'll post it without really understanding its context. So they quote.
By the way, have you seen that Beyond the Curve documentary?
I did.
Yes.
That was so great when they accused that woman of being a reptoid, and she said it was ridiculous that she had to prove that she isn't a reptoid.
What did she show her inability to shed her skin?
No, she showed her birth certificate to show that she's not like, because her name was Patricia, so it's like CIA in there. So like they came with like, yeah, CIA drone.
She should just embrace the reptoidism. It's not so bad.
Being a reptoid is a gimmick, and everyone knows that.
Yeah.
You know, it worked out well because I started pretending that I was a reptoid way back at the start of my channel before I was dealing with any of this. And I have to say, now that I'm dealing with this kind of shit, it's actually really, really a handy thing to have established earlier.
We all know that you just started with that reptoid thing because of Lone Star. How that guy was called? That accused you and your reptoid hacker army of like killing a Kent Hovind support site?
You know, I think the reason I started with it was because, like, even before I started my channel, like one of the first conspiracy theories I ever heard of was like, you know, my barber when I was like a teenager was like big into David Icke, like real big into him. So every time he would be telling me about all of the books he read and all of the conspiracy theories. And I think that's why, is I just had this vague idea about David Icke and his reptilians.
But I think the first time you actually mentioned it on a YouTube channel was Hello, I'm a Scientist, one of the earlier seasons, like aliens and stuff.
Yeah, it came up early, yeah.
Right. And have it move with you, that means it's much closer to the Earth. If it was further away, you could move and would still stay in the same position, not move much according to your perspective.
It's not moving. The tree is moving from your perspective.
Let's let him make his point, and then we'll...
Just moving a couple feet to the left, and I can put it behind the trees. I can move a couple feet to the right, and put it to the right of the tree. You see what I'm saying here? Like it just moves much closer. That's called line.
Oh, yeah. Here's my favorite part of this is when he says
That's called line of sight.
Just proves that it's much closer.
That's called line of sight and perspective.
That's called line of sight and perspective.
my hand can if I look out the window, there's some towers, but I can block them with my hand.
Yeah, if you step behind your hand, oh my god, you can't see them anymore. They're close by.
Yeah. Why does it take me so long to walk there? What's going on? Is there like hidden treadmills around to make it look like the world's large?
That's got to be what it is. That's the only explanation.
Yeah. The ground is treadmills.
Also, guys, cows are clearly holograms.
Yeah.
Oh, the houses are hologram. Okay, then I hope it doesn't. The hologram doesn't like go offline while I'm in the shower. That would be embarrassing.
I took a picture and there was this purple and red stuff around the edge. It's clearly a hologram.
Yeah, because that's a much simpler explanation than just a chromatic aberration from the. I don't know. I don't know anything about photography.
Yeah, chromatic aberration, exactly.
Right.
But no, it's definitely a hologram. For some reason, I love this video. This is the specific one I was looking for because it's like I feel like my daughter grasps this concept, right? And then Donnie doesn't, and it just really is it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful little video. I love it. It's one of my favorites.
It's so paranoid that his paranoia overrides what level of intellect he has.
Yeah, exactly. If he stopped to think for a second, he might figure it out, but he's not going to.
He can't because he desperately wants to he's so paranoid. He thinks that everyone is trying to fool him, so he can't trust any sort of basic understanding or explanation because he's worried that means he's being fooled by the Illuminati or the government or NASA or possibly the reptiloids.
He never figured out that you can also fool yourself.
Yeah, he hasn't figured that part out yet. He trusts his own intuition too much.
Also, that black spot, he says that the stripes, right, the vertical stripes are, yes, a camera anomaly. But then he says the black spot isn't.
But then why don't you see it without the camera?
Right.
But to be fair, it's not like you would look straight into the sun without glasses and too much.
You can look straight into the sun, just check a solar filter on it. Look right at it.
Yeah, but
you can see everything.
He doesn't
If
have
Trump can do it, you can do it.
Sundown, then you can
These vertical stripes are, yes, a camera anomaly. What's going on? Black spot. Why am I hearing something?
Don't you see it without the camera?
Someone's audio is interfering, I think.
Yeah, what is going on? Is someone playing audio or something? Not anymore, but...
I think the new guy who joined the stream turned on.
Oh, there's someone new? Let me see. Oh, there is. Yeah, I'm looking at like 10 things at once here, so... Let me get this.
They actually fixed it.
I don't know. There's a link to watch together in the Hangouts chat there. If you need it.
Got it.
So,
The right, you see what I'm saying? Like it just proves that it's much closer.
That's called line of
sight
sight and
Zoom
perspective.
in here.
Our perspective of the sun is much closer now.
So hard to do when you're looking directly at the.
Look at that.
That black center there. See what shape it is today. Oh yeah,
I think that center's giving off some type of radiation. That's why the camera does what it does.
Okay, can I point out that it's weird how he's saying that this is actually just a center? Wouldn't he, with this whole pixelated mess, not start saying, look, this black thing is alive, it has like legs that move from the left to the right? How did he not come to that conclusion?
yeah, it looks like a little four-legged beetle.
It looks like a bug.
Oh,
Got a nice picture of Apollo.
Logic denies that have those glasses. They can see it in 3D.
Yeah, it pops right out of me.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what his reasoning is for why that is totally a real thing.
An overexposure of light, no. Those lines, up and down, that's an overexposure of light. That's what cameras do with overexposure of light. It doesn't put up spinning.
I wish he would mute himself while he talks over himself.
No.
He doesn't. I don't think he knows how.
That's some really bright talent.
Like, it's impossible to understand because it's two of Donnie talking at the same time. 2 for the price of 1.
He also doesn't know how to focus his telescope, so.
Yeah. Well, he knows how to zoom it.
And below the sun, camera too much light. Overexposure of those lines. But that center, and I'm going to zoom in on it again. That is something spinning
Clearly a
inside
bug.
that artifact.
There's something spinning, and it oddly looks like pixels screaming out in pain. Please help us.
Save us.
Sun, and I would doubt it as some type of nuclear power source, because this is definitely a new sun simulator. This one was launched the day of the eclipse. Hence the reason for the eclipse. It was sleight of hand. Look here while we do this. And you. You thought a moon
Look at his
was
triumphant nodding up there with his big grin.
He looks so smug.
Yeah, he's like, I proved it, guys. They changed the sun out during the eclipse. There's no way around it now. I fucking got you now.
Caught them swapping out the sun for the fake one. Where does the real sun go then?
You know,
Is it
I'm
hidden
not
behind the
sure.
fake
Like, for example, the lady that you sent, what's her name? Universal News Media, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that I did the fake sun video on. She thought, I think, that it was hidden by some sort of like the clouds were some sort of obscuring effect,
Chemtrails.
or hidden by chemtrails, or I don't know. I think because she thought there was like the real sun. Like occasionally she would get like a weird lens effect, and she would say, "Look, there's the real sun in the sky with the fake sun," and then it gets hidden over by the chemtrails. Maybe that's what he thinks.
Or maybe cause the other woman had also this issue with, you know, there are all these visible planets and they all move in front of the real sun and stuff, and so they have to put up a fake sun so that we don't see the planets and stuff.
Yeah.
Like she was completely off the band with that. She was like, yeah, there is a real sun, but you know, you only can see the holograph sun because they want to hide the planets, not just they fake the sun.
Yeah, she was completely off the bend, but I have to say, at least it was easier to comprehend exactly how she thinks the world works. Because with Donnie, I can't get a grasp on exactly what he thinks, because he's just so all over the place. Like, he's constantly saying things that don't line up with other things that he says. And hers was much simpler, right? So
Yeah. Every little spherical refraction is a planet.
basically, yeah. That's about as far as she had to go, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's see if there's any more.
a shield to cover up what they were doing, replacing parts of the sun simulator or replacing the whole thing with new technology.
Amen.
Anyway.
By the way, he has this shirt. I saw it on one of his thumbnails, so I went to check out that video, and it has like he has a T-shirt with like Sun Simulator U.S. patent number and then a patent number, and he shows like a picture of, I think it's like the James Webb Space Telescope. And then I went to look up the patent that he had on his T-shirt, and it's basically like a little medical device that just generates light that's similar to sunlight for like testing some sort of cancer shit. And that's what they think is in the sky, generating the sun.
What for what end? Why would they? What is gained by covering up the sun with a light that looks like the sun?
I know this one.
Okay.
It's the way for Satan to misguide the people of the earth into believing in science and therefore abandoning God. Actually,
by convincing people that the sun is the sun.
Yes.
Or the holograph of the sun is the sun.
Yes.
Yeah. We've done it. Everyone thinks there's a sun. And all we had to do was replace the sun with an identical sun.
It's a plan so fiendish, it's retarded.
No, it's just in case God starts pulling shit off, like stopping the sun in the sky, or like he did in the Bible.
Oh.
So that we can, right?
That makes sense.
If he does that, we can just make it keep moving.
But for the amount that the sun simulator seems to fuck up, people should actually be more convinced now that God's doing stuff to the sun, because it keeps going all kinds of wonky, apparently. Like, ever since they put the sun simulator in, it's stopping all the time. It's going backwards. It's turning black. Like, it's just going nuts. Like, I think they've kind of... that's a little bit of a counterproductive strategy they got there.
Look, it's 1950s NASA technology. It's not really the greatest in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little pen used to, like, induce fucking cancer in cells. You know, what do you expect it to do? It's not going to be perfect if you put it up in the sky and try to light the whole world with it.
The people want to be deceived. Right? They'll just take it. They'll say the sensor has been overexposed and move on with their lives.
Yeah, they might even, like me, go and buy a camera that has that problem. Deliberately buy a camera that has that exact problem just to test it for themselves. They might. God, they just so wanted to be deceived. Those idiots.
Wake up, sheeple.
I still got to make a video about that. I got to do a follow-up about that because I got like this Chinese dash cam for like $30. I looked around as much as I could. It's a little bit hard to search for devices based on the fuck-ups they have. Like, that's not exactly advertised, right?
Yeah.
But I
Not one
managed
of
to
the
find
Sony
one, and
ones.
I took the $30 gamble, and it actually paid off because now I have a camera that has this.
So basically, we can expect some Josh Feuerstein level stuff coming up next.
Hmm.
You can
I
expect me to
suggest-
do more Donnie.
If I make a suggestion, you can for finding cameras with flaws like that, you should check the web forums for digital photography.
Well, there's a lot of
making
people.
multiple Sorry, go on.
There's a lot of people bitching on places like that about, for example, Blackmagic cameras, very, very, very expensive cameras, because they're like, oh my god, I
Right.
bought this and this is a big problem. Like I can't have this. Not so much for cameras that were actually within my range of price. Like you're not going to find a photography forum where people are saying, you know, I'm trying to do some professional photography with this $30 camera, and it's just not working very well. It's not a big thing. But I managed to find a couple YouTube videos of this one, right? But the thing is, it's not even like most cameras you would find have like a brand name and then like a model name, right?
Yeah.
But with this camera, it's sold under like 100 different brand names because they basically buy the same camera from like one manufacturer and resell it as their own brand.
I mean, that's not very uncommon.
Yeah, but it was I was
One of
trying
my
to figure.
colleagues has a friend in the US which makes his money just by that. He just buys like 1 million flashlights in bulk and
Yeah.
then just etches his logo on it and then sells it for $24
No,
in the US.
It's done. I understand that it's done, but the problem is that when, you know, what I wanted to figure out was, like, if they say I'm selling a GS 8000L dash cam, are you selling the same exact thing as everyone else, or are you selling a clone that's not going to be exactly identical to everyone else? Like, that's what I want to be sure of, right? Because then I might spend $30 and get a camera that actually has a fixed sensor, which is the last thing I want. I want a broken piece of shit.
Just like your hat.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I want the worst thing. Yeah, that's a story I probably haven't told live. Is like, I tried to reorder my my old Logic top hat, and the picture showed the old crappy one, and they sent me like the new awesome one that I have now that's like 10 times better, and I was like, damn it, I wanted the piece of shit. So that was disappointing. Yeah, I probably should have, but I was like, you know, the thing is I was planning to get a spare of my existing one anyway, and I was just like, fuck it. I only bought it like because I was thinking about doing something, but I didn't have any explicit purpose to actually use it for. And so I basically got a replacement of my actual good hat, so I was like, okay, I actually need that too, so. Well, I'll just let it
You have
be.
a back to keep the continuity.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad though, because the old hat, we tried to shrink it.
No, we tried to
We tried to shrink it.
No, we tried to stretch it. Like, we tried to make, because I think it was the problem with that hat was it was so uncomfortable. It basically cut off all the blood in my head. It made it incredibly painful. And
The old hat?
Yeah.
Don't you remember that we wanted to put it in the dryer to see if it shrinks a bit so that I can wear it?
Oh, we did that eventually, but yeah, that was pretty much when I already considered it a lost cause. We basically soaked it and then chucked it in the dryer, and then it came out looking like a hobo hat, and I was like, that's pretty much what I expected. But at that point, I wasn't super concerned anymore because it was already pretty fucked.
You know, you should sign it and go for some charity, being like, here, my completely mutilated head. For
Yeah, but I
so
don't
much
think we
money
even
for
have it
charity.
anymore. I don't think we
Oh,
kept
we do.
it.
No, I think we do. Somewhere we have it.
I don't know, maybe.
It looks very, very bad though.
If you want to get a few extra video follow-ups, then what I suggest is you do one full length video where you film and dub over, and then you can squeeze in a few follow-ups with where you use like fan art as an avatar, and so you save yourself in production costs, but still so you can find it shows yourself a nice balance between production rate and production quality.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an option. It would pick things up a little bit, because it is kind of frustrating having to film like everything.
So, hint from the live chat: if you accidentally get the camera that works, you can always try focusing the sun through a magnifying glass on it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I actually tried that with my actual like good camera. It's just too good. It doesn't have any of those issues. Even like looking through a telescope or whatever, it was perfectly fine. It just handled it like a champ. So, but I guess if it was borderline, like if it was like almost bad enough to show it with just the raw sun, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
If you focus it right on the sensor, you will get a permanent white spot there.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't. That's not what I want to do. But I did try to get more light on it, and I like, turned up all of the like physical exposure settings, like the aperture and the shutter speed. Well, turned down the shutter speed, but yeah.
But that's correction in the software, where it knows whether it's overexposed or underexposed, and just everything that's overexposed gets signaled as white.
Yeah,
you literally cannot overexpose those, because the software will find where it's been overexposed.
Yeah, I think
it's the same basic technology that makes your eyes no longer see red on cameras.
No, I think you're right. I think that probably is what's happening with it. So yeah, there's no way to make that one do that. But I tried just to see if it would, because like I'd heard of Blackmagic cameras doing that and stuff, and I was like, hey, maybe I can make it happen, but it didn't happen. So whatever. Dashcam. I don't think there's much left of this video, to be honest with you. I think that was basically... He basically, proves that the black center of the sun is totally not a camera anomaly by just saying it. He just says it. Just says, no, that's not what that is.
Proof by assertion is the best kind of proof.
Exactly. It's very compelling.
He's pleased with himself.
It's true because I say it is. Yeah. This is why. Oh, and
that's what you get from public education. They assert all the facts that you need to learn, you espouse them back, and you pass the test. Therefore, that's the way things are proven.
By the way, in the background I did some research, and that version of Puss in Boots starring William Shatner is called The True History of Puss, and then instead of in, it's apostrophe N, Boots. It has, William Shatner guest stars, or stars as the titular character, except he's speaking in this really weird, shrill kind of high voice.
Weird.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's long, but I still recommend it if you're in the mood for that sort of thing.
Yeah, might check it out, but let's look at another Donnie video. What do you say?
Sure.
I'm just trying to find one that isn't half an hour long.
For sure. I'll say sure again.
He really likes to put out these long ass videos. Sun Simulator flickers on video. He's really into the Sun Simulator stuff.
I wonder if he subscribes to that other woman.
Oh, I think they all subscribe to each other. I would look at the response to me, but I kind of want to make a response to that myself. So I think.
Well, you can turn off the live stream, and then we can do it in this private circle. I
Then
mean,
everyone can be
everyone
in
on the
suspense.
live stream would be unhappy, but they could also pay money to be in the live stream.
Oh yeah, I don't care about them.
To
Fuck
to
all
just
you
play the
guys.
Marie Antoinette of this stream.
Like as if they matter. Let me see here. Okay. We need to find...
There's just your subscribers.
Huh?
There's just your subscribers. It's not like that matters.
They're subscribers to my live stream channel. They're not real subscribers.
No, half of them are regulars that came over because I posted them the link.
Break-in solar shield revealed. NASA is creating low-pressure systems. I wish there was a way to sort these by length. Chemtrails gone crazy. Chemtrails feels kind of like quaint nowadays. It's like this simpler time when we thought that people were crazy just because they believed in chemtrails and that 9/11 was a hoax. You know, and now it's just so much crazier.
Can't melt steel beams.
Yeah, like it was just those couple things, and it felt so, I don't know. It felt so simple back then.
But that video he replied to you, he said that the clouds look like sky graffiti because a couple of clouds had a couple of almost right angles, apparently right angles on them.
Wait,
and there were some contrails that were going in multiple directions.
In his reply, you say, or?
Yeah, in the second half of his reply to you, he was finding suspicious shapes in clouds.
Oh, I think I stopped watching at the second half, but
we could just look at the second half because that's like, you know.
Yeah, I probably won't reply to that, so that's actually maybe worth doing. Sure, that's not a bad idea.
I agree.
All right, let's see. All right, we don't want this part. We want... Well, that's still fake Jupiter, so...
Yeah, anyway. Anyway,
I'm hearing an echo. Is anyone...
Yeah, someone has the audio loud in the background.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, someone has their volume up.
I'll try muting myself and see if it's me. I don't think so.
Okay.
Are you sure
guys,
you
this
haven't
is
turned off the volume on the Watch Together? Because you're getting it from the stream and from Watch Together, from the Hangout and from Watch Together.
Well, Watch Together is for the video audio. That's what I'm using for that source, and then the Hangouts audio is what I'm using for us, right?
Yeah, I got the Hangout muted for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry, no, I got the live stream muted for me.
Okay.
No, not the live stream. The Watch Together and the Hangout play the same audio.
Yeah, but just before we heard, or at least I heard Logic Double 2, so something was going on there. Someone had the audio.
I think that happens with Chads from time to time when he lags out on his hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
when his audio starts lagging, his microphone no longer recognizes it as the same it's coming in.
Yeah, sorry, I stupidly left my headphones in Maryland.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It was late. I had to use my headphones to teach online the night right before I packed for the night, and they didn't make it into my suitcase.
Drone video I shot today. So the Jupiter stuff was shot this morning, which is
It's echoing a little tiny bit, but I think it's okay.
April 3rd.
I muted myself.
Huh?
Because I had myself muted.
Oh.
This was shot at sunset today, April 3rd. But what I want you to look at is all the heavy background chemtrails. Okay?
Chemtrails. People who don't know
Yes,
clouds.
I don't remember what those.
What M clouds?
I used to know all the names of the different types of clouds. I don't anymore, but there's one specific type of cloud that people blame on chemtrails.
Well, originally, from what I remember, and this was quite a few years back now, but originally I think that they were calling like airplane trails, like jet streams.
Yeah. Those two
chemtrails. But that was like the
those
original
are the main
thing,
ones.
wasn't it?
Yeah, but now there's also a particular type of clouds. Those thin wispy clouds
But
are also
Cyrus,
chemtrails.
it's not just that, because it's like if there's a foggy day, like that Universal News Media, there was a foggy day, and she was like, "Oh, it's chemtrails."
Yeah, I think because it smells funny.
That reminds me of
they're
a
called
German
Cyrus clouds.
satire paper that made the joke on Facebook that the government now stops the chemtrails program because it's too expensive, and then after a few days, like, made a compilation of all the posts of people who really thought that the government was A, using chemtrails, and B, now stopped it. That was great. Finally, they admit they did it.
They admit it.
At least they stopped poisoning us.
Did you see the comment?
I noticed that.
Huh?
I noticed some of Donnie's subscribers were replying to Logic and saying that NASA admitted that the moon exists within our atmosphere.
Yeah,
And I have no idea what you guys
and
are
at first I was
referring
like,
to.
"What the hell are you guys talking about?" And then I go look it up, and it's like basically, well, because the atmosphere is a gradient, because it's like, I mean, it doesn't just have some hard edge. The moon
Exactly.
exists within, like, in the most broad technical sense, within the Earth's geocorona at like 0.2 atoms per cubic centimeter.
Okay, so yeah, because of the moon's proximity to Earth,
There's some
the
hydrogen
trace
atoms.
gases are slightly more dense around where the moon is compared to the background of space.
Yeah, but of course, what they like, and the thing is, it has.
But by that logic, Earth occasionally exists within Venus's atmosphere as well.
Yeah, like, they think that this somehow has something to do with NASA admitting something about flat Earth. It's not like they said the moon is small and close. It's not like they said the moon is like within 100 kilometers of the Earth. They said nothing of any of this sort.
but-
They said the moon is the same distance away, and there's some hydrogen atoms gravitationally attracted to the Earth near it.
The funny thing about that logic, that's the self-protection mechanism of the brain. Like, so your brain so your brain builds a view of reality. And whatever challenges that view of reality is technically dangerous to your brain or to your sense of self or your consciousness. So basically, the brain tries to block everything which conflicts with your worldview. But if it finds something that looks like it is approving of its worldview, it will just immediately accept that without any further.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, they're accepting it from NASA. They say NASA's a liar. They lie about everything. They want to deceive you about everything. Also, they say the moon is within the Earth's atmosphere, and that proves flat Earth. Like, I don't think they would be saying that if they were such horrible demonic liars lying about everything. So maybe you don't quite understand what they're saying. Just like, but why are they taking NASA at their word? Like, they hear that from NASA and they're like, oh, they're definitely telling the truth about that.
Because apparently someone there fucked up and accidentally dropped the truth.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
now
of
he's
course.
dead.
Wake up,
they took him
sheeple.
out.
All the heavy background chemtrails. And then you have these normal looking kind
Those red squiggles, man. I don't know how those are coming into the sky. That's crazy.
He's a sorcerer! Burn him! Burn him!
They really fucked up the sky simulator today. They MS painted all over it.
of cumulus clouds. But what do you think all this is? It looks like sky graffiti.
Yeah, it's because you're drawing on the sky, you stupid person.
Holy shit, something red appeared on the screen.
I move my mouse, and this happens.
Let the video play, and we're already running into 10 minutes because of my paying attention to these negative people, and I apologize. So we won't do a...
I'm sorry, Donnie, to take up so much of your time.
music section tonight. We'll just do a narrative section about this sky graffiti here. That's what I'm calling it, because look at it, guys. It is totally bizarre. I think my
Bizarre
processor's...
sky graffiti that just looks like a standard cloud. Wow.
It looks like clouds, and then another elevation, more clouds.
It also, I think it looks also like a jet might have gone past at some point.
Scandalous.
Yeah, I know. They're clearly spraying us with.
It's not scandalous. It's totally bizarre.
Just take your vinegar and spray it over, so you know you can get rid of those contrails out of the air, right? Have you ever seen that?
Take your to spray the vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone took a spray bottle and started spraying at the sky with the spray bottle in a video.
How are they doing that? Were they in a plane?
No, standing in their backyard, spraying the sky with a vinegar bottle to get rid of the chemtrails.
Oh, what was that? Oh, it's a joke. I get it.
No, that's what they do to disperse the contrast.
No, I think
that. So they're standing out there, spraying vinegar up in the air, thinking it's making the chemtrails go away.
Exactly.
We'll look at it afterwards. How about that? Remind me, okay?
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while, so I'm gonna make my own judgment again as to whether it's a joke. But yeah.
Not catching up with the video feed. It keeps pixelating. I apologize.
I have to say this whole chemtrails thing seems really inefficient. Like if they want to poison you and turn you into an ignorant, non-critical sheep, like whatever happened to the fluoride in the water or like the evil dentists or whatever?
Well, they should just use television.
Can you stop the video, guys?
I stopped the video.
Can you talk? Okay.
Did it not stop for you?
It did not stop for me.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Well, Watch Together is sucking apparently, but I did stop it.
Good.
In fact, it still stopped, but I'll play it.
Very strange sky graffiti going on.
I don't even know if I should spoil, but in part 2 of my initial Donnie response, which will come out in a few days, I'm not even gonna spoil it. He thinks some interesting things about the sky. The color blue is very surprising to him. Let's say that much.
Hold on.
It's a way of putting it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's some of the best stuff right here. These right there. Some patterns in here. Very light. Very reminiscent of mechanisms. Like there's something there hidden in plain sight.
Very reminiscent of mechanisms. I've never seen a mechanism that looks like that. Because it looks like clouds, and I've never seen a cloud mechanism.
If you look very, very closely, it doesn't just look like a cloud. It looks like a wavy cloud. And these waves, man, don't you understand? They're made by the Illuminati.
Machines vibrate, and what are vibrations? They're waves.
Oh God, you know what? I have this video that I'm replying to, still from the collab with Not Your Witness, and I made the audio yesterday or 2 days ago. That woman is convinced, utterly convinced, that all the waves are the same. Audio waves, doesn't matter if it's microwave or whatever kind of wave it is, they're all the same apparently to her. And so you can totally use a random stereotypical antenna just to, kill people with it. Just mental.
Well, you can beat him to death with it. It'll take a while.
All waves are the same.
Sight.
Like the waves in the ocean and the high frequency.
Man, it is hard to hear you, dude.
What?
It is really hard to hear you.
You're too far away from the microphone.
Sorry, I forgot I unplugged my good microphone.
Hug the mic.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Trying to warm up some pizza, god damn it.
Hopefully no pineapple.
Oh, pepperonis, onions, peppers. The best ones.
In the day. Anyway, look at this sky graffiti up here. Very strange. You got like a sprout out of lines and geometric shapes, right?
Okay, my mic boom is in front of that. Let me see. A sprout. Well, he drew all over it, so now I don't even know what he's looking at anymore. Let's see. Sprout out of lines. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. It looks like clouds. But but yeah, sure.
This sky graffiti up here, very
Project.
Huh?
Are you telling me that clouds look like clouds?
Yeah, I know. I have not I have not proven this logically. I do not have the syllogisms for this. But I'm pretty sure it's true. Shocking, I know.
all halo goes around the sun, and then and it's almost bluish. A bit of help with that. That's all. Oh, this is it right here. I shot the second video. This is where the sky graffiti gets worse on the east side of the sky. Hold on. Let's just get to that real quick. But yeah, guys, you know, this is the part where we have to bond together. And like I said, I only ask for your help if I really need it. I already got one guy that doesn't even watch my channel that
Oh, I watch his
you should
channel.
stop that. You should stop that now, because he will kind of spoil what he was, you know.
No, I'm not even gonna respond to this part, so it's fine.
Okay.
But like, he thinks I don't watch his channel. I've watched a lot of his channel. I've watched a lot of his fucking channel.
God, the amount of research you did on this one person, it must have been exhausting.
It's exhausting having to watch that much of this guy. It really is. But I kind of also enjoyed it. I really do enjoy his content. Not in the way he wants me to enjoy his content, but I really do enjoy it. So,
although I have to admit, as a person who lives with logic, he really got very sweary at certain points of this video, to the point where you could hear him 3 walls through the house.
yeah, there were some certain points where I got really annoyed, because it's like, dude, could you just like tell me what the hell you're doing, tell me what you're actually looking at, tell me what the fuck is going on, and like figure out how to at least, like, if you're gonna tell me you're looking at Jupiter, figure out how the fuck to look at Jupiter first. Because
I hate trying to debunk videos of people who don't organize their thoughts or script anything at all. It's just so, it gets really frustrating.
And they don't even know, like, you're debunking something that they don't even know what it is. So it makes it really tricky. Like with this, it's like I have to figure out what you're even doing. And the thing is, you know, if I knew in advance, like if I had an understanding of the subject matter going in, it would have been a lot easier. But like I had to basically start from scratch on this. Like I had to learn a lot of shit, and I had to come up with a lot of ideas and reject a lot of those ideas, and then come up with new ideas and reject those, and come up with new ideas and reject those, and it took me a long time. It's not like there's one place you can just go to get all of this information. I guess I could have technically just screenshotted a bunch of shit and gone to some forum and been like, tell me what all of this is. But that's not really what I want to do, you know?
Yeah, and you also cannot just like take people's word for it, you know, because someone might say, in my opinion, this is this, in my opinion, this is that. You know, it's not like they necessarily have the knowledge either.
Right.
Logic, you know how when people watch the races, they're all secretly just hoping for the next crash and watching for the big accident.
Yeah, yeah.
We're all watching your videos just waiting for you to fuck up.
I know. I'm aware from the comments. But, you know, I'm glad about that, because I don't want to be one of these people like Donnie where he can say any old shit and everybody just swallows it whole, right? Because I do fuck up. It's not like I never make mistakes. It's obvious that I do. Like, I mean, that's the most obvious thing in the world, that I'm going to get things wrong. So no matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I work at it, I'm going to get things wrong. So it's good that people are actually correcting it.
Are there any, have you ever thought of making like a logic errata video?
Just fixing all the errors?
Yeah, just like going back over some of the mistakes you've made and correcting them.
I've thought about it. It's just a lot of time investment to go back and like find all that stuff, because you know what I mean?
Then Logic,
I guess I could gather them going forward, maybe, but
Then Logic wouldn't have time to make any more videos if he had to correct his old mistakes.
I have to spend enough time watching these people's channel. I don't want to spend that much time watching my channel, especially because it makes me cringe. I do not like watching my own videos. If someone sent me a list, I might do it. If someone sent me a big old list, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, like if someone just like finds every single little mistake, you know, and like here is the timestamp of this video and the timestamp of that video and the timestamp of that video, then you could basically do a logic versus logic debunks logic kind of thing. It would be very hilarious, actually.
It would actually be fun. I like that idea.
That would be awesome. And if you made a hunt out of it, I'm sure that a lot of us would put in at least some time.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
yeah.
could
Maybe.
establish it now. Everyone, if feel free to send me DMs without the mistakes Logic's ever made. I will totally publish it and totally, you know.
Yeah,
whatever.
send them to
I like that
her.
idea.
Whoop.
Send them out to me. Send them out to me. I'm gonna gather them. I'm gonna gather and cherish them.
Yeah, no. If you send them to her, she can collect them. She's like my secretary.
I know, but it couldn't possibly work because all the people that you have debunked will send you the list of everything that they have ever said.
Yeah, literally everything I ever said. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a long
Logic.
video.
I have a suggestion for a video we can review here, a short one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little self-indulgent. I posted it 3 years ago. I showed my first attempt at doing a little gag for one of my other videos where I accidentally fell and hurt myself.
Okay.
So, is that something you might be interested in showing
want to
for
watch
this?
yourself, huh? You're a braver man than I. All right, sure, fine. Where's the link?
Let me get it from my channel.
And
shoot.
I just wanted not to forget that we need to watch the Vinegar videos.
Oh, right. I'm gonna.
Yes.
I'm gonna search for that right now. Where?
I got my link here. Copy link. Where do I? I'll just post it into the Hangout.
Sure. Vinegar chemtrails. Kill chemtrails with vinegar. Okay, there's a bunch of these, so I'm wondering because some of these have got to be jokes. So I'm trying to find like the original one. Oh, that's where I heard about it. It was from a Cool Hard Logic video.
True.
Kind of ironic considering it's not very logical.
That's where I saw it. No, Cool Hard Logic is awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
Logic.
He deserves more subs. He deserves more subs than me. Let's be real.
Oh, he's not. So he was debunking that idea.
If you haven't watched Cool Hard Logic, go sub
No,
to
I
it
haven't.
right now. It has he has long series of debunks against flat Earth, creationism, geocentrism, which are packed with information. Like geometry.
I have seen this guy before.
Yeah.
I was watching his flat Earth
testing
videos.
flat Earths, testing geotards, and testing creotards.
Yeah, I got it. I know him.
All right. Now I gotta find this link for. Oh, there's no link in the Hangout.
I posted it in the Hangout.
He posted it inside in the chat messages. In the Hangout, not in the. I'll copy it over.
Yeah, I'm just not seeing.
Oh,
it.
yeah, no. I posted it in Watch Together now too.
Okay.
Here, posted it in the chat.
All right, this is from 2016. This was the part I actually used.
Glad you didn't accidentally drown yourself.
No. This is my first attempt.
Oh, you were totally way too close to the edge. I could tell that just looking at it.
Yeah, I could tell it too by looking at the camera, looking at the footage, but from my perspective, it didn't look that bad. I was just trying to make the plop look a little more violent than the one I actually used. But yeah, I was way too far over the edge, and I just went all the way over.
Flawless explosion.
Oh, that's really shallow too.
There's a step right there. There's a big step.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Wait till I see what my head looks like.
Now, great. Oh, that hurt. Ow. Went a little too far. Ow. God damn. I left my son on it too. Okay. I think I'll have to try this again at a later time.
Right?
Wow.
There it is. That's what my head looked like.
Oh,
See
nicely done.
see how it has that right angle? That texture is actually an imprint of what the texture of my parents' pool looks like.
Man.
Forehead graffiti.
Yeah, basically. That took over a week to heal.
Wow.
Nasty.
Yeah. There's a running gag in a few of my videos where at the stupidest thing said of whoever I'm debunking, I basically die and then I come back to life by respawning like a video game character. In this case, I respawn like a Link from Legend of Zelda. I got revived by a fairy. Yeah. And this one I totally screwed it up. I tried to make the plot look a lot more violent. I expected to just sort of flop and be half into the pool. But yeah, I was over the center. My center of gravity went over it, and my momentum just caused me to do a total flip pivoting on with all my weight on my forehead on the step of the pool.
Also, it looks like you scraped off your mask and revealed your reptoids.
Yeah, we're all of us atheist debunkers, even the small ones, we're all actually reptilian. All right, so yeah, the rest of this is just me talking about it, so
yeah,
there's not really much else to gain from this.
I'm looking for the Vinegar Chemtrails thing, but there's several videos and I don't know which one to take. I'm sure some of these are jokes, so I don't even know.
Yeah.
Let's just try this random one, I guess. But it was Cool Hard Logic where I saw it, so that explains why I don't really remember the actual video it was from. We could watch the Rainbow Sprinkler Lady.
That was a classic. We all know this didn't happen 20 years ago.
What are they putting in the water?
What is oozing out of our ground?
Okay, let's see this, and then maybe we'll check that out.
Looks like he's like spotting them, and it's like, oh, there's one, there's another one, oh, there's one, got a big one there.
Hi, everybody. I've been outside for about a half hour now, spraying some vinegar.
It smells terrible.
And the reason I'm doing this is there's a lot of chem clouds in the sky right now, and vinegar takes care of it. Vinegar gets rid of the chem clouds.
Sure, buddy, sure.
Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on. See these clouds? They weren't here earlier.
Wow.
They were chemtrails. And then this is what they turned into. These are what they call chem clouds. So what I'm doing is I'm just...
So the clouds that appear in the sky are called the chem clouds.
See, remember you were talking about how they think that specific kinds of clouds are chemtrails? Well, those are just normal fucking clouds.
Oh, no. Those are the clouds that weren't here earlier. Right? Only the permanent clouds are clouds.
So, do you think this guy's serious so far?
He could be just have misspoken, quite frankly.
No, but he's spraying vinegar at the chemtrails. So, do you think that he is serious or joking?
He's just spraying around his driveway.
Well, how far do you think a spray bottle can ever go? I mean, you have to spray around your driveway.
Just spraying the vinegar, and the vinegar dissolves
are much closer than it seems to you.
the chem clouds.
Well, I wonder what his reasoning to think that whatever is in these chem clouds he thinks exist, why he thinks vinegar is going to counteract them.
Yeah, like where are these chemtrail theorist scientists who are doing experiments on the chemtrails to find out that they're dissolved by vinegar?
I'm pretty sure it was just some random person who just started filming and being like, oh no, there again, let's shoot vinegar at them or something. And then just like, started doing that and being like, oh no, look, they're kind of dissolving. They're kind of going away. I have found the solution. That just propagated like
Does
crazy.
vinegar work for cleaning windows?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so maybe like they saw the chemtrails and then they sprayed it on their windows and rubbed the windows and then the chemtrails were gone.
Because they just cleaned the windows.
Yeah, they thought that the smudges on their windows were chemtrails and they said, "Aha! The vinegar defeated the chemtrails."
No, I think it's more like they were outside and cleaning something, and then they saw the chemtrails and like, oh no, go away, and just started shooting because you see, if you have a spray can, you shoot that stuff that totally works.
I'm just glad they didn't start doing it with a semi-auto rifle.
Bang,
bang, bang,
I
bang, bang.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't try.
There's a ceremony in some country. Whenever there's a lunar eclipse, they start shooting their guns at what they traditionally believe is a dragon eating the moon, so it'll end up spitting out the moon. But every year they do this, someone dies from the bullets.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. So I put this thing back.
It says watch Vinegar kill these chemtrails, but I don't think we're gonna see it.
There we go. All right.
Of course he will.
So that's what
Some
I'm doing.
small part of that cloud is going to dissolve, and he's going to point it out.
Yeah,
that's true.
So those clouds are eventually going to go away. So he's going to attribute that to his vinegar spraying.
Yeah.
Even though clouds tend to dissipate, that's what they do. That's what the clouds aren't permanent.
Well, you say that, but how do you know? You're not a scientist, and in fact, scientists, they're all shields. They're all Illuminati shields. How dare you say that? You have to experiment it yourself by shooting vinegar at clouds, or not doing it.
I like that to debunk this kind of stuff, you have to say things as simple as like clouds aren't permanent and the sky is blue.
Hey, I went outside and I peed in the yard, and then the sun set. So I think my pee put the sun out.
Next time, try drinking it. I bet, and slightly closer to sunset. I bet that the sun will set even faster. It works even better.
Okay.
Vinegar is not just for windows anymore. See, I was right about the windows. Okay, we gotta go back here. Watch how well it works. Okay, sure. Let's see.
The cloud's starting to dissipate.
The cloud's starting to dissipate. Watch how well it works.
Let me show you.
No, this guy's joking. This is clearly a joke. This has got to be a parody.
Here we go. Look at that. Up there. See how that's all broken up? It's already starting to take effect.
Holy shit, dude, guys! The clouds that weren't there before and then appeared, which makes them chem clouds, have completely gone away. Now that he is sprayed vinegar.
It's not like that definitely couldn't have happened because of wind. That's too complicated an explanation.
And technically, isn't he creating chem clouds, even though very small ones, by spraying vinegar?
Yeah, tiny little clouds. Yeah.
Well, he probably thinks that chemicals are anything that's evil and bad for you. He doesn't realize that everything's made out of chemicals.
Yeah, vinegar is not a chemical.
Actually, I knew of a young woman who didn't want to take a chemistry class in college because she was against chemicals because she thought they were bad for the environment.
Does someone keep skipping around in the video? Because like he keeps jumping to different points.
Not me. I'm eating. I'm not touching the computer.
Yeah, I see that. I was so right thinking about the windows, though. Clean windows, clean skies. See? You draw the line from one to the other. Vinegar cleans the windows, therefore vinegar cleans the skies.
I'm going to keep spraying.
I know how to think like a conspiracy theorist, apparently.
And see if I can get rid of all of them. Until next time, see you guys later.
It really is an interesting mindset, the conspiracy theorists.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. He's saying it's a joke. Chem clouds are not real. The effects of vinegar on clouds is not real. Exercise critical thinking. I approve of this message. Thank you. So we've established. We know now that this one is a fake one. I wonder if there's a real one. Let's see.
Nah, nobody would be that stupid. Right?
I'm just waiting for that video from Donnie. All right, let's look at rainbow sprinkler. Probably everyone's already seen this, but then again, it was uploaded 10 years ago, so there's probably some people who weren't even born when this was uploaded.
What are they putting in the water?
Do you have the link
To what?
to the rainbow sprinkler?
I already have it in the watch together.
Okay.
Is it not loading for you?
Oh, now it is.
Maybe refresh your page or something, because it seems like you have a bit of lag or something with it.
July 6th, 2007, about 4:30
July 6th, 2007.
A year after the Snow White video game was made. That's significant.
Yeah, this means something. We're putting it all together. Maybe they were
the conditioning.
Maybe the blackface boy was protecting the forest from the chemtrails. Maybe that was his job.
What if Blackface Boy was just Alex Jones in disguise?
They're grounding up unicorns and putting them in the water, and they're turning the frogs gay.
I must say I really like the techno remix of that.
Of turning the frogs gay? I haven't seen that.
Really?
Yeah, really.
And now we know what we're looking for next.
I've seen the techno remix of the Double Rainbow. Nobody remembers that anymore, I bet.
I'm just wondering what the heck is in our water supply? What the heck is in our oxygen supply?
Lots of water. There's lots of water in it.
Supply of
Metallicized salt.
Metallicized salt. All salts have metals in them. That's what makes them salts.
But they're more metallicized.
Oh, okay.
It's like mixed with mercury.
That creates a rainbow effect in the sprinkler. What is oozing out of our ground?
Light. Light makes a rainbow effect in the sprinkler. It's called light. That's what's getting into the water.
Light's not real. NASA admitted light's not real.
Yeah, and the sun is a hologram, don't you know?
Oh.
NASA said nothing can move at the speed of light. And therefore light can't move at the speed of light, and therefore light's not real. Because it can't move at the speed of itself.
Flawless logic. Now I see why they call you logic.
I figured it out. Got to the bottom of it.
Effect to happen. Not just around our sun and our moon anymore. Everywhere we look. The visible spectrum is rainbows. This cannot be natural. We all know.
There's your argument by assertion again. This cannot be natural. Period. End of thought.
Therefore, it's not natural.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that happened 20 years ago, but now it's happening now.
But now it's happening now, because you see, now it's happening now, because before it didn't happen now, it only happened later.
You know, the problem is 20 years ago, it didn't happen 20 years ago. It happened now 20 years ago. That's the problem.
Let's completely ignore the fact that this is exactly how rainbows are made. All the rainbows.
Oh yeah? Have you ever seen a rainbow being made? How do you know? Were you there? Yeah, that's what I thought. Silence. Huh?
Unicorn farts.
Yeah.
That's the way that the unicorns tell us where the leprechauns hid their gold.
That's how the elites, the blue-blooded elites from the Palladian galaxy, Palladius galaxy, managed to get so rich. They followed the unicorn farts to the leprechaun gold. But unfortunately, they all got turned super gay in the process. Hence Pizzagate. And the Catholic Church.
Did they also turn into frogs?
Well, they kind of already were. I mean, they're basically blue-blooded reptilians, which... There's not frogs, but it's not so far off. You know, it's close.
There's some sort of like grand unification conspiracy theory or every single conspiracy theory ever is tied together.
I feel like that's kind of what Donnie's going for, but the problem is a lot of these conspiracy theories don't quite match up with each other, so...
It doesn't matter. Nothing he says has any sort of logical progression, so you can say so they can just make it work however they want.
If they're reptilians and theory of evolution teaches us that reptilians came from amphibians, then their ancestors were frogs, and since you never saw a dog come from a non-dog, then they still have to be frogs.
That is actually pretty pro-logic there, I have to say. That works. Then they're also fish, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not following your channel for no reason.
Yeah, they're fish people.
Well.
Yeah.
And that explains Atlantis.
True enough.
We of the nation have got to ask ourselves, what the hell is going on?
So much has changed in 10 years. Like, this barely even seems crazy to me. This is just normal now.
What is oozing out of our ground?
Here comes the profile shot. There we go. Now we
go for that Dutch angle. That's an extreme Dutch angle. That's a 90-degree Dutch angle. That's not even a Dutch angle anymore.
I'm convinced. Now that I see it vertically, it makes a lot more sense what she's saying. It's ain't natural.
You ever seen a vertical rainbow?
Take away our constitutional rights.
All I do is turn my camera 90 degrees, and the rainbow itself turns 90 degrees. You never seen a vertical rainbow before? The ground turned.
No. She lives near the equator, and she just turned the camera right way up. So that she disclosed that the Earth is sideways.
This was a problem I had with some of Donnie's stuff. Any of the stuff that involves the moon. I was like, I felt like such an idiot. I was looking at it, and I was like, why? Well, like I was basically looking at NASA visualizations of the moon with the just oriented with north up, right? And then I was looking at Donnie's stuff, and I'm like, why is it rotated like 60-ish degrees, like off that? I was like, what's going on? And then I realized, like, wait a second, did I just fucking forget the Earth is round? He lives in Florida. Like, I fucking turned into a flat earther for a second. In my defense, I was tired. But,
You almost realized the truth there. Almost.
I almost got there.
How does your daughter view the Earth? Like, I remember when my sister was your daughter's age, she thought that the sky was like a shell, a blue shell that covered a flat, and the Earth was flat, because of just what she could see in her own limited perspective.
You know, I'm not sure. Maybe I should ask her.
Yeah, I indoctrinate all my children. Way before age of reasoning, they know that the Earth is round.
And then tell them, never question this or you'll burn in hell. Or you'll be disassembled by the Reptoid Overlord.
I have talked with people. They say that, and they actually have confirmed that if they doubt their beliefs, that they think that they will be doomed to hell, just for doubting them. Even if they don't, if they end up still believing in them, just for having the doubt, they might go to hell.
Yeah, he's like, give me gummy bears.
Imagine that's like going through life constantly having someone with a loaded gun pressed to your head.
I know, it must be terrifying. I'm glad I never had to experience that.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel a little sorry for people who are raised like super religious. Honestly.
Were your parents religious at all?
No. I think Mom has sort of like a private thing, but it's not really like a God thing. It's more like it's a bit of supernatural woo thing, but it's not much.
Yeah.
But no actual religion at all, not remotely. And they basically growing up, like they weren't like there's no God, this is all stupid. It just wasn't a topic. Like it never came up.
Yeah. I think that's average for most people. Like my parents are, especially my dad at least, are best deists, where they think there's a God and they just can't they're just so used to the idea of a God that even though they don't do anything about it, they just can't like move the extra step to say there is no God, even though But I remember when I was a kid, every time I trip or fall or stumble on something, my mom would say, "See, that's God punishing you for something or whatever." It turned out later I found out I had a balancing disorder.
He punished you hard with the pool. You must have been a bad boy that day.
Yeah.
The most amazing position on that I have is my father-in-law, who is, from what I can garner from his speech, he's an outright atheist, like proper positive atheist. He's just a Catholic. It's like it's a social thing. He needs to belong to a community.
Huh.
Like the God thing and all of that's just rubbish. But we need to go to church every Sunday. And
I feel like you could find a community without that.
Not where he lives, right?
No?
That's the thing. Croatia is, I think it's 84% Catholic and 90-something% Christian. And if you want to belong in your neighborhood, like as an atheist, as an open atheist, and having taught my kids that I actually do run into trouble, especially with my kids at school, with being an open atheist, where kids will walk up to her and tell her that she's going to burn in hell and it's her parents' fault and stuff like that.
You know, I suppose I can almost understand it in that context. Yeah, if you're a very social person, at least, like if your dad is a really social person. You said it was your dad, right?
Father-in-law.
Oh, father-in-law.
Yeah, my dad is very much.
Sorry, I probably just heard father and then anyway.
Yeah,
but your father-in-law, yeah, he. I can sort of understand it if he's like really social and stuff, and he wants to be like integrated into the thing. It kind of helps to have a little bit of not give a shit about that if you're going to be an open atheist a lot of the time.
Yeah. Social support, community support. Though I can't really say that I see any community support that he's receiving, nor that anybody would. Those people that would step up for him and his would step up for him and his even if he didn't believe in God. So I have no idea why he's doing it.
Huh. I have to say, I'm wondering how it's going to go, like, you know, when my daughter goes to school and I start, like, meeting all the different parents and the teachers and stuff, and they're like, oh, hi, what do you do? It's sometimes awkward telling people my occupation.
How do you describe it? I put pantyhose on my face and yell at idiots on the camera.
Yeah, that's exactly how I describe it. Usually I'm a little more diplomatic than that, but the thing is, I'm almost getting to the point where it's just like, yeah, fine, I'll just say that because fuck it. Honestly, like, whatever. If somebody doesn't want to like me, they don't have to like me. You know what I mean?
You made a career out of it. Better be proud of it.
Exactly.
You know, and there's always this slight chance that the people actually like what you do. So why should you hide it? And if they hate you, at least you get a hate watch. You know, it's still one advertisement or something.
Yeah.
Yes, I plugged. I took an extra HDMI cable and I managed to plug my laptop into the motel TVs. Now I got 3 monitors again, just like at home. Beautiful.
Nice. I was just looking at the like the live streaming page on YouTube versus the little clock on Slobs on OBS, and it's like they're like half an hour off from each other. I feel like their clocks are ticking at different rates.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we were. It's not like I was streaming to YouTube for half an hour before we actually went live. That's weird. Is there anything else we should look at?
Sven posted that Gay Frog remix that we were mentioning.
I wonder if I'll get copyright strike for that.
Why would you?
I don't know. Let me see.
What's this?
WebSync allows you to... Oh, Jesus. I know what it is. Because it probably puts some sort of Google shit in front. Oh, yeah. It was a Hangouts link. That's a problem.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water.
There's definitely an echo on that one.
So, either it's you, Logic, Ise, or JR.
Yeah.
I have headphones and everyone muted, so it's not possible.
Muting it for me.
Hold on. There you go.
Gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny.
Now there's no audio.
Yeah, no, there's no audio.
Frogs.
There's no what?
Audio.
Really? I'm hearing it. That means the audience is hearing it, I think.
I hear the audio and I don't hear the second layer of audio.
So you think the echo's coming from me?
No, I don't think there was an echo. There was no echo.
The audio is going out to the live stream.
Yeah.
It's just not coming into the Hangout, which is probably what was causing the echo.
Okay, so maybe let's just turn on the audio from the videos that we are watching, because we have it all open, right? The chat.
Yeah, true.
And then we can turn that one on again, and so we don't hear it through the Hangout anymore. We just hear it through that, and that's good.
And 3 hours into the video, we have finally figured this out.
I'm still eating gummy bears. Everybody can probably hear me slurping on gummy bears.
Yeah, you don't get it. Do you mind if I restart the whatever techno thing that is, because I didn't hear it?
Restart it.
Restart.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water. Turn the friggin' frogs gay.
That's still echoed.
That is loud.
Yeah.
That was Chad.
Turn the freaking fogs gay. Turn the freaking fogs gay.
This is
Oh my god, that's echoing horribly.
This is so not gonna work.
No, I think it's too loud. I don't think we can do this.
I'm muting myself again.
We have been thwarted.
It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay frogs.
I like how they turned him green.
Won't you fight for your life?
I'm pausing it for a second because then we can talk for a while and maybe I won't get copyright strike.
I just love
I'm
how
still
they
surprised that you didn't know that video.
I didn't know that either.
I think I've seen it on Twitter before.
That makes sense.
Alex Jones is such a ridiculous person.
I'm fairly sure I saw a different version of it. Like, same guys in this.
I think I remember when it went to the court case about his kids, about the custody, and I think his lawyer came with the defense of that Alex Jones is just playing a role, and in reality he isn't like this. And then there were like reports leaked that he went to Psycheval, and he went there and took his shirt off and refused to put it back on.
What, like Randy from Trailer Park Boys? I just said Trailer Park Boys. that's what all of them are pigs. No, Randy from Trailer Park Boys. I don't wear shirts.
I don't want them poisoning the frogs, then I won't be able to lick them.
Should I actually? Yeah, there's not too much left of this. Okay, it's echoing badly again.
All right. It seems to echo less if I turn off my if I mute myself on the Hangout.
I think your mic might be the problem because you don't have headphones, so that's probably the problem.
I'm gonna say it real slow for you.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
Drugs.
What do you think? Should we start to wind this thing down slowly?
Someone should make like a remix auto-tuned version of You, Logic.
They did make one.
You're kidding me.
Not auto-tuned. There's only let me see. I'll see if I can find it on YouTube. Might not. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this.
Yes.
I've used it sometimes as a intro thing. This is the only thing anyone's ever made musically with me. Of me. You need to mute your mic.
Echo.
All right, here, I'll mute myself again.
Sense surround THX Dolby stereo sound. Destroy them. Kill them. Destroy it.
Down in front, motherfucker.
God made sure that the ark was protected. The angel of the Lord stopped and repelled both the evil angels and the asteroids.
Wow.
They would not be permitted to harm the ark. All the people and all the animals that did not go onto Noah's Ark died. And the floodwaters covered the whole world. Fact.
Woo! This guy should have drawn in some dying babies and shit.
Yeah,
Who made that? That's beautiful.
Huh?
Who made that?
Broadcast Turbulence.
Okay, never heard of him.
Back in 2013. Yes, he has 6 subscribers. So, but yeah, April 13th, 2013.
That was a long time ago.
No, that feels like a lifetime ago.
Don't you feel old?
Yeah. And I made like 6 videos since then.
Logic forgot like 5 times what he did back last year and since 2013.
What is that? I don't understand. What?
I mean, Logic, we all know that you're usually forgetting what you were doing in your last video.
Oh, Jesus, yeah. I have no clue what I was doing back then.
And then we have to remind you. By the way, Greg did politics again. Doesn't that mean you have to debunk him again?
No.
Oh, God.
Why
Who is Greg?
I'm a skeptic.
Why would that mean that I have to do that?
I mean, last time you did it.
Yeah, but that was a very particularly egregious video. So what do you guys think? It's been a couple hours that we're live, and it's been probably another hour that we weren't. So should we start to
It's
wrap
been a
it up?
while. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to lay down and sleep off a pizza coma.
Well, I have like heart-shaped dessert here waiting, so.
Yeah.
I'm going to open the can of pineapple and make a pizza.
No, no,
Oh,
you're
no,
big.
no, don't do it, don't do it.
No.
So are you? What do you mean by make pizza out of pineapple? Like, are you gonna make pineapple-based dough and then have some pineapple sauce with some pineapple?
No, I put it on the pizza, of course.
You are
Pineapple
literally garbage.
What? Shut up, you American over there. You don't even know how to brew beer. So you shouldn't be able to.
Beer.
Yes.
Did
because
you say
you don't
like
have
beer?
beer.
I don't like any alcohol.
I don't think I can be your friend anymore.
Aw.
Aw.
Oh. All right, fine. I'll get wasted for you, Logic.
Good plan.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already socially awkward and I fall down all the time when I'm sober. I can't imagine it'll get much better if I ever get drunk.
Jesus, I can't imagine if you did that pool thing when you were drunk.
I probably would have died.
You probably would have busted your head straight open and then been like, I'm fine.
What I like about the clip is my parents' dog just sort of walked up and checked me out and then just sort of nonplussed dismissed me and walked away.
He's fine. I think he's alive still. It's fine.
Yeah, the dog made that clip. At first I was upset when I felt her next to me. I thought I was going to have to redo it, but then I watched it and I'm like, okay, this is great.
Did you actually use that one in whatever you were making it for?
Yeah.
The fall
Yeah,
one?
that was...
You can't do a stunt like that and then not use it. That's just doing it in vain.
Exactly.
Your suffering was pointless if you don't use it.
Well, what happened was I was debunking a feminist who said that a video game called Hyrule Warriors, a Legend of Zelda type game, where she said a bunch of stuff that was objectively wrong that I could show to be not true. But she said that Zelda's special attack was created by her pulling glowy energy things out of her vagina and using it to form weapons, which it wasn't. But it was so stupid that I just sort of the video stopped and it just showed me looking shocked in front of the screen. I calmly get up, walk out of the room, and then walk into the backyard and drown myself in the pool.
To be honest, I don't know if they didn't make a mod for that. You never know with this evil modding community.
That was the first time I died in a video. The second time was last year. It was a creationist video, and I supposedly took a bottle of pills and washed it down with bleach because you see me like pass out on the couch with open bottle of bleach in one hand and a bottle of pills in the other, and then I was revived in part 2 with a 1-up mushroom landing on me. And then the third time, I think you've seen them on Logic. That was the one in the live water video where I start laughing and then suddenly I explode like Mega Man. That effect took the better part of a day to reproduce.
Don't you hate that where you have to like you have a whole video that takes you as long as one tiny little part of the video?
Oh yeah, that is I come up with these funny little gags that are over in just a few seconds, but they take forever to do.
Yeah.
I had to like screen grab all those little circles that appear from a clip of the video game, isolate them on transparencies, and then just cycle them together into a clip, and then pan it out, recycling, and then I just I used a pan to make it move out while I was recycling those same frames over and over again, and then I just reproduced that same image, and then I rotated it. What was it, like 12.5 degrees to make it to make 6 of them. But yeah, it took all day.
Yeah, it's a big pain when you have to do that. All right, well, I guess I'll end the stream.
All right.
Thanks for
This was
watching
great.
all of the people out in the audience.
We should definitely do this more often. Like maybe
I agree.
once a
No,
month.
I have to. I meant to do one last month. I have to do one, monthly. It's just last month friggin' killed me. I don't know. I don't remember why I didn't have one the month. Like I had one, like now
February.
and then not last month, and then the month before I had one, and then not the month before that, and I don't know why. At one point, I didn't have one because nobody showed up. I remember that.
Maybe you should just change your reward to a bi-monthly hangout.
It might work better because maybe more people would show up if they was like rarer. I don't know.
I don't know. Once a month is pretty rare as is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, maybe just people are busy.
Maybe it's just also I think that if we keep it like public, the people are more interested and they show up more because now they can actually participate and talk, because otherwise they don't really know what's going on.
They can be superstars.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're famous now.
Show
You're on
them.
my live stream channel with 1,000 subscribers.
Yes, I made it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually 1.7, so it's nearly 2, man. It's nearly 2.
Same difference. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the live stream and then we'll see. So stop streaming. See you, everybody.